Hello and welcome to the Random Pinoy Geek Podcast. I'm your host JR, and with me are
Sushi!
And Elvin.
we're friends and geeks who grew up in the Philippines, and in each episode we hang out and talk about things that are near and dear to all our little geeky hearts. This is a show where we share 3 random topics that we geek out to until the timer runs out. But before we start, if you would like to support the show and are a content creator ready to take the next step in your journey, check out episodify.com. They'll help produce and edit any content you're creating. Whether it's audio or video, short form or long form, they do it all. That's episodify.com. Now on to the episode. For my topic, I would like to talk about 80s cartoons.
That's a pretty broad topic.
You think so until you realize there's just like 20.
Huh?
I don't know. I know there's 5.
Okay.
What is your favorite 80s cartoon? We're talking about Saturday morning, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, the first thing that
Transformers.
came into my mind is Tom and Jerry.
That's
an
not
80s
80s.
Well, that's
still
the
around during the
thing.
80s,
How
though.
about Pink Panther?
Also earlier.
Oh gosh.
Why did she name the two cartoons from the 70s?
Oh gosh, I'm not familiar
Looney
with
Tunes.
80s cartoons.
No, it's okay. Those are still cartoons that were around during
They were,
the 80s.
to be fair,
They were around.
in the 80s.
Yeah, just like, Jerusalem was also around during the 80s, but you don't call Jerusalem an 80s city.
I'm not familiar with any 80s cartoons.
I'm sure you are.
Well,
Elvin,
possibly.
favorite 80s cartoon?
Okay, you said 20. I'd like to go through them. Let's see. So you have My Little Pony.
Whoa.
You have Glowworms.
Sure.
You have the Ghostbusters.
The
Yeah,
real
the original
the,
Ghostbusters.
the real was 90s?
The real was also 80s.
Okay, fine.
The real was also 80s.
Smurfs, since you mentioned the
Smurfs,
other
of
one.
course.
Transformers, Ninja Turtles.
Teddy Ruxpin.
Oh.
Sure. Transformers, Ninja Turtles.
Transformers, Ninja Turtles. DuckTales.
Sure.
Gummy Bears.
Sure. Bravestarr.
Bravestarr.
Silverhawk.
Mask. Silverhawks. Jason and the Wheel Warriors.
Oh, I like that.
Galaxy Rangers.
Sure.
Do you count one part of the comic strip or all of them?
Oh, what do you mean?
Mini Monsters. Tiger Sharks. Karate Cat.
Oh.
Street Frogs. Who can do hip hop better than a frog can?
Wait.
Frog. Because all of them had songs. It was from a cartoon block called the Comic Strip.
Uh-huh.
So they all had different songs. Give me an M, give me an I, give me an N, give me an I, give me an M.
Do we count them? I think they count them as one.
R-S. What we have? Mini Monsters. Come on, Camp Mini Mon. It's like little mini monsters.
To be fair, that's not that big.
Yeah, I'm lean. I'm mean. A karate machine. Kia. Karate Cat. Danger Mouse. Count Docula.
I think there's even enough in cats.
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff.
And then
What's the other
Heathcliff
cat?
and the Cadillac Cats, you mean?
Yeah.
The Cadillac
And-
Cats where the cat, there's a female cat there with flesh-colored fur.
No, I think we need to. So G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe,
Yeah, there's more than 20. There's 20 big ones.
I guess. There are a lot.
Favorite?
Visionaries, Night of the Magical
Was
Night.
only 6 episodes. Still 80s cartoons. Still an 80 course. Are you familiar with Visionaries?
No.
Visionaries is one of the. Why did it get cancelled?
I don't really know. I'm not really sure how it got canceled. Something like that. So good.
It was so good.
It was so good.
They had. Yeah.
Possibly politics?
Well, Visionaries is like a toy with holograms. So
Wow.
the holograms where you can look at it, it's like,
From a different angle?
yeah, and then it changes.
Uh-huh.
So the idea for the Visionaries is that they turn into
They were
animals.
made to sell toys.
Oh.
Like not all, like most of the big 80s cartoons. So they made the thing where there's a hologram in the
Uh-huh.
chest, so that and then they turn into the animal on the chest.
Yeah.
It was obviously made to sell a toy, but it
How
was
did
so
how
good.
How did it start?
Or at least I remember it to be good.
In the future, when the suns are aligned, The age of technology has ended, and the age of magic has begun. Visionaries, knights of the magical light.
So good. 6 episodes.
Yeah.
Only?
But the thing is, from the 80s, you remember it to be more. It's the same like Mr. Bean, where you think Mr. Bean ran for like 20 seasons,
Mhm.
but it just had what, 18 episodes, 12. Mr. Bean, the
live
live action
action.
only had like.
How about Inspector Gadget? Did you catch Inspector
Uh-huh.
Gadget?
No. I've heard of it. I didn't watch. So the only
Care
shows
Bears.
familiar I haven't watched. DuckTales I was able to watch. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles I was able
So
to
yeah, so the
watch.
big ones, there's around 20. Because like Transformers,
My Little Pony.
Ghostbusters, how can you forget?
I did. I said
Oh, yeah,
original.
yeah,
and then,
He
yeah.
did. He did.
Yeah.
I did have a
Rainbow Bright.
I did have a
Rainbow
figurine
Bright.
for My Little Pony,
The
before
horse.
You had
the white
you-
horse.
That you smell, right?
Polly
I don't
Pocket had
remember.
a cartoon, right?
It had a cartoon.
I
In the
also had a
80s or-
toy.
Did you know? Do you guys remember the male version of the Polly Pocket?
No.
No.
Mighty Max.
There was.
There was. So the Polly Pocket was a toy that had little. It's like it's like a what's it called?
Small doll? Yeah, it's a compact.
It's a compact, exactly. But then when you open up, it's like
There's a house.
a mansion. Mighty Max was usually like a face of a monster or something, like a
Uh-huh.
Cyclops. And then when you open it up, it's the stage
It's the
where
base.
it's the
of-
base where Mighty Max fights the monster.
Oh.
But it's.
Yeah,
And
Meh.
Ninja Turtles toys where you had slime.
of course.
I had a
Yes.
Ninja Turtle toy that you could transform it to the fighting, the humanoid turtle, and then to a turtle.
To an actual
To an actual turtle. You could transform it.
with ooze.
No ooze.
the best toy that I had that transforms was from the GoBots movie. You
Whoa.
remember the GoBots, right?
Cycle.
No.
Yeah, Cycle, Leader One, etc.
They're not.
GoBots.
They're Transformers now.
Yeah, I heard that they were
Because
adopted.
Hasbro bought
They
the
bought-
thing.
Yeah.
And then they're Transformers now.
So
Mhm.
so the
That's why Cycle is technically in the Michael Bay.
That's a
movie,
flick.
really?
They never named it, but there was, I think,
yeah.
Yeah.
So
People
there's
recognized. Mhm.
so there's a movie for the GoBots called the Enter the Rock Lords.
yes, where there were rocks that transformed
So
into
the
robots.
toy that I
Wow.
had one Christmas
Was the rock?
was a rock,
Rock.
lord. So it's a rock that
Yeah, you
transforms into a robot. That was
So-
I was happy
so
as a child.
lit.
Oh,
But
all right.
when looking back on it,
I actually think I actually think I also have this.
every kid had that is the dumbest thing I've ever seen, and I loved it. You know that meme?
No,
from
it's the
Ant-Man?
you know what's dumber? The alphabet robots.
Oh yeah, that's like I had
Alphabet
the M.
robots? No?
I had
No.
the M.
You didn't have all of the.
I didn't have all of them. I had the M. That was my favorite.
Do you know
one.
they still have them?
I saw
You
some
can
in
go
Green
to
Hills.
National Bookstore in Trinoma,
Oh really?
and you can buy like 5 of the letters. I don't
It's
know
transforming
why.
letters, and it's kind of like that meme of like, oh, it's so ugly. I love him. That's kind of like what I feel about The Rock.
I
The
think
Rock.
I feel like I also have that, but I don't know.
Let me just go back to the rock thing.
Okay.
Because
They're rocks.
there's, of course, when children listen to this show, children play Roblox, and there's an experience in Roblox that where you collect pets, and we do have a pet rock, and it's
The pet rock was a thing in the States in the 90s.
70s.
70s.
so it kind of makes sense. And there's something more to your rock.
no, but
which
this is a rock that transforms
Transform,
into
yeah,
a
there's
robot,
something
so
wrong. But in Roblox and
Do
in
you
the US, you
remember-
just collect a pet rock.
Do you remember the transforming McDonald's meals?
Yes, I had.
I had the fries.
Price. I also
The
had the
fries,
price.
yes, but
And
the
the Happy
also had the
Meal.
Sunday. I
Happy
also had the
Meal.
Sunday.
The milkshake is the one that also transforms. There's a milkshake one I remember.
Whoa.
Yeah, Sunday. I said Sunday, but it's
Yeah.
probably milkshake. Yeah.
But don't you notice that the the 80 cartoons in the 80s always had banging songs? all of them had really rocking.
My Little Pony.
No.
My Little Pony.
It was My
The-
Little
the-
Pony, My Little Pony.
The one that's considered as the really good one is the DuckTales theme.
Yeah.
Of course, it
Dun, 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 dun. There's a whole breakdown of it under what's this guy who plays piano
Yeah, yeah.
YouTube channel
Explains,
where
like,
he
how-
explains how the octave drops, the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
In Hawaii, it's really good.
why it's really yeah, I remember that video. But even then, like Jason the Wheel Warriors, two aliens
I mean,
discovered faster than light travel
there-
and showed the humans. And these they travel far across the lands, and now they are the Galaxy Rangers.
Yeah, but even like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle,
Yeah.
everything,
yeah.
everything. Oh, do you remember this funny thing in college where we were saying we were Bravestarr when there's an exam?
Oh, yeah, Eyes of the Hawk.
Yeah, because what are the things? Eyes of the Hawk.
Eyes of the Hawk, ears of the wolf, Bravestarr, strength of the bear, speed of the puma.
Oh, it's
There you
Puma,
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, because it's like when we had exams in college and you don't know what to do,
Eyes of the
you start with Eyes of the Hawk, and then that doesn't help. You need to,
Ears of the wolf. Ears of the wolf.
and then when it's already time and you still haven't answered, speed of the Puma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Raced.
Bravestarr.
So that started as a joke like early, and then like by finals, people were just like 5 minutes before the end of the exam, people would yell Bravestarr
Yeah.
during exam.
For us in my my friend group, before we would Bravestarr
Also to clarify, I didn't go to college in the 80s.
It's just something that the kids remember, yeah. But I like in our friend group, we normally Bravestarr holds a special part because of a specific episode. It's the episode where Bravestarr is is a Native American,
Uh-huh.
a space Native American.
Okay.
Can't
Just
imagine,
okay.
but okay. But okay.
Yeah.
Just
So
80s, okay.
yeah, so they were it's space cowboys. So
Mhm.
so there were space Indians.
Okay.
Their
Space,
planet
it's space in it's a guy who couldn't decide if he wanted to make
a
to play
Western.
with astronauts or Indians and cowboys,
Yeah.
and just made
A
Space Indians and cowboys.
So the space Indian, Bravestarr, was a kid,
Mhm.
and
but he's also the sheriff, right? But
He's
he's
a
a
sheriff.
Space Indian.
yeah. So
He's
the
the
space
cowboy.
Indians,
And he's also the
their world was destroyed by a spirit called Stampede, and then they flew to the land of New Texas, the planet of New Texas.
I don't even remember these things.
And then the only survivors of his race is him and Shaman. And then Shaman sent him to get a great weapon in the wastes.
Which is what, a gun?
When he goes there, he sees a gun, and then there's a horse. And he's like, okay. He goes for the
Oh, is it
gun.
Stallion?
Then
the name Stallion?
No, the horse's name is 3030. The horse turns into a tikbalang, which is like a man.
I don't even
Yes.
remember this.
with the head of a horse.
He's a horseman.
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 Why is it 3030? I don't
Is it-
even remember
His name is
anymore.
3030. And then
Just
he takes
because.
he has the gun, he has this boomstick. And
I
so
do remember the
he
boomstick
fights Bravestarr because he's trying to Bravestarr says, I was sent here to get this weapon.
He
And
eventually joins, but yeah.
and that's the thing. So eventually he's like, oh, they find common ground and they work together. And then when he returns to Shaman, he says, I cannot get the weapon that you asked me to get because it belongs to this noble creature, and we are now friends. And Shaman says, but Bravestarr, you have found the weapon. The weapon is friendship. So until now, whenever my friends go when we're playing D&D, it's like, what's the weapon that we need to find? Friendship.
No.
Until this very day.
Because the 80s thing was,
There's a lesson.
Which is I think it started with GI Joe, right? Which blatantly had like GI Joe is where I learned that you shouldn't spray paint indoors. Specifically that lesson.
And now I
Because
know.
one guy was spray painting, a kid was spray painting his BMX, and I think Flint showed up to tell him you shouldn't do it. Because knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe, an American hero.
Yeah, and so in summary,
Takeaway 80s cartoons are awesome until you watch them again and you see that they're
I guess.
Well, we had fun.
I
I
feel there's
tried
still-
watching
there's still,
Gen 1 Transformers again, and it was just no.
There's some. I guess
It was hard. It
There's-
was hard. The movie was fine. But the series, it was hard. Anyway, we now go to sushi.
All right. Well, since we're dealing with nostalgia here, I want to ask you guys, what was the first ever game that you played? Video game.
I know.
You know,
I know mine.
I'm trying to remember mine.
I know because I kept dying on the first Goomba.
Oh, Super Mario.
Oh, I think we had this discussion earlier, over dinner. But the first game that I played was Superman on the Atari.
Oh,
Yeah, let's not talk
Oh,
about
wait, I
that.
actually didn't. Oh, wait, no.
I played Superman on the Atari back in the day.
No,
I
I
was a
take it back.
child.
I didn't. It
I was a
wasn't Mario.
toddler. I was little more than
Because
a
I
toddler.
also played the Atari. But the first Famicom game, NES for all you Westerners out there, I know it's Mario, Super Mario Brothers. But I did play Atari because we rented. So it would be Asteroid in that case.
Asteroid, I think, is a lot of people's first games.
Yeah.
Of our
It's a ship that
generation.
goes like this, and you have asteroids going at.
And if you're really cool, you press forward and back because that means you're gonna move your ship, and
Wow.
that's crazy. Like if you're advanced, you start out with just moving left and right because there's no gravity, there's no inertia.
Mm.
But they actually programmed inertia in it, so if you push forward, it keeps moving forward even if you let go of the forward button. So if you
It
use,
was magical.
yeah, it's like you're so good playing that.
isn't this an
Atari.
arcade? Oh, Atari.
Atari,
So
exactly.
with the stick in the button,
Button.
it shoots. And the
That's where this comes from.
Yep. But is the ping pong game
Pong,
was
it's
that
just Pong.
it's just Pong?
Pong.
Was that from Atari? That
Pong was actually originally DOS.
Yeah, but there was
Oh my god.
It's an exe. Ping pong that exe. A pong that exe.
yeah.
Oh my god.
But there's also there is
But yeah,
a
they
game
had
on
it.
the ColecoVision, I think, and there's also the one that with the knobs. So it's
That's
like-
Atari had a accessory with the knob.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah. We had that. Our Atari was 110 volts in the Philippines.
I
so
kind
you
of
had-
feel
you
attacked
needed a-
by this topic.
Why?
Oh, you don't.
No, just kidding.
Why?
So I suddenly start saying you mean the first Nintendo game, right? Not
Video
first-
game.
Oh, no.
The first video
No,
game.
no. The
That's
thing is,
seriously a joke.
I remember Mario because the Atari games look simple
Yeah, very
compared
much
to Super Mario
Yeah.
Brothers.
so. Absolutely.
Because Super Mario Brothers was like, how is this magical machine doing this?
And there were colors with Super Mario Brothers.
the Atari had colors.
I don't remember, but
It's
okay.
probably like 32 colors, but colors.
As a kid, I didn't really have outside of the Atari. Like when I was a bit older, I didn't really have a video game console of my own, but my neighbor did, and so I actually watched a lot of games rather than play it myself or played two-player games. That came a bit later when we actually got the console, but when we were younger, I was like playing with my neighbor, and we would play Bubble Bobble.
Bubble.
Is that Bubble Pop? You pop bubbles?
So-
I'm not familiar with the
The
game.
dinosaur.
Bubble Bobble is you play dinosaurs that breathe out bubbles. It's a stage game, so every stage is like you have to kill like X number of enemies using bubbles. So you trap them in a bubble, then you step on them so that they bounce and die. And you have to do that for the entire stage. Then it goes to stage upon stage. It's a really fun game.
Oh, is that on the family computer? SNES?
Famicom, yeah, back in the day.
It's
Oh,
actually not Family Computer. It's just Famicom.
Famicom.
Yeah.
It was never family. But although, yeah, people refer to it as the family computer because it's a personal computer and the family
It's
computer.
for the family.
No,
To
no, no.
you.
Because your PC is the personal computer,
Uh-huh.
and that is the family computer. I don't.
I
That
know.
was the logic, Nintendo, you guys.
Oh,
But yeah, it's actually called just the Famicom.
Famicom. Well, the first game I remember playing was that Pong. But of
At
course,
on Atari.
I don't remember the device. But I do remember the game. And I was
Pong.
playing with my mom.
Pong is actually the first video game.
Really?
Yeah, I know that because I have a book, which is
About
Ultimate Trivia. And the first question is, what is the first
first
video game?
ever
And the
video
answer
game?
is Pong.
Whoa.
I only remember that because that is the first question in the book.
Wow. Well, I
There's
guess
other stuff like what's the fastest animal and it's a falcon or something.
Yeah,
Trivia
like the
book.
bird. A bird. It's usually a bird.
Yeah, something like
But
that.
what's like?
Peregrine falcon, yeah.
What's like the first computer game that you guys played? Like
Hers is Pong.
like on the personal computer.
Chips Challenge. Do you know that?
No.
Chips Challenge.
Mad Dog Williams.
What's that?
Yeah.
The
what's that?
Adventures of Mad Dog. Was
Oh
that the
wait,
name?
that sounds familiar.
That's the one where you type where you wanna get what you wanna get.
Oh, okay.
Like get sword,
Oh yeah,
cook
yeah. So
fish, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Call a cab, it doesn't work.
There was
But
a
you try.
there's a game on DOS called Ancient
Carmen
Art of
Sandiego.
War.
Wow. What's that?
It's like a first person sorry,
Shooter
turn
game?
based. It's like turn based except it's like little dots.
Mm.
So it's like StarCraft except it's just little dots that move, and then when the combat occurs when two dots touch each other, then they start glowing. And then they determine if it's going to be a battle.
It's weird because like the first game I played was on a Windows 95 machine because that was the first computer that we owned. My
Yeah.
brother owned,
Yeah.
and he was living somewhere else
Mhm.
in Manila for college when I was in Palawan. But then we went to computer school in Palawan and we played Carmen Sandiego, which was on
That is also
3.x. Windows
Text-
3.x.
Oh,
Which version of Carmen Sandiego? Is it World or
You went to different continents.
so
and
it's
stuff.
like Where in the World or
Where in the world is
America?
Carmen Sandiego?
Okay.
Yes. I didn't even know that there were other ones.
The one I had was
Does
like
it
Where in
ever
the-
end?
Yeah, it does.
Like you actually find Carmen
Find Carmen?
Sandiego?
No, you find the criminal. If I remember correctly, you find the criminal that you're supposed to find that like is leaving the tricks. Sorry, leaving the clues, and then you have a chance of finding Carmen Sandiego.
But it
as
takes
like-
a while. Because I
Yeah.
remember playing it for hours and
Yeah,
not
yeah, you
finishing
play a
it.
lot.
Ah, yeah, okay.
The version that I had was like where in the USA was Carmen Sandiego, and I didn't. As a
Mm.
kid, I didn't really know that much about some of the places, but that's kind of like how I learned a bit of them.
I'm not familiar with the game Carmen Sandiego. Sorry, what was that, Carmen?
Where in the world? And we're in the USA. There's actually a current version of it somewhere now.
I've
Is it
seen
the-
the
There are
cartoons.
Carmen Sandiego
Mhm.
games that exist right
There's
now.
a
that are new.
show. There's a show. Carmen
Or a
Sandiego
show, yeah.
on Netflix.
That were
actually,
in the world is on Carmen Sandiego.
where it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's her past or something.
I have a funny story about the Windows, that computer. Because that is a computer store that the computer, like it's a place where they teach you to use computers
Mhm.
during the summer, but you
Yeah.
have to pay for it. But I
Yeah.
only joined because my friend back then joined. And they
Oh.
were using 3.1 machines when Windows 95 was out.
Mhm.
So we had a Windows 95 PC in Manila, and then we were there, and then
Learning an older.
yeah, it was DOS typing. I just had
Uh-huh.
nothing to do for the summer and wanted to go with my friend. And when they finally like they didn't want to teach us Windows because it 3.1 because it was too advanced for us.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then when they asked me, when I forgot where the conversation went. I was probably 7 or 8, or I don't know. It's too advanced. Like, but we actually have Windows 95 in
At home.
our computer in Manila, and then the teachers just laughed at me that Windows 95 existed because it's just 3.1. How can there be a 95?
So they
Well-
thought it wasn't. If they thought it was the 95th
Yeah.
iteration, not the year 95.
Yeah. And that taught me that people can be dicks.
I thought that taught you that that teachers are stupid sometimes. Like no one is above like acting.
Trainers,
Yeah,
Elvin.
yeah. They can be dumb if they don't.
No, but really, this I remember this because it really taught. Because before that, like I was like, oh, teachers are you have to respect them. They
Yeah.
know everything. Because as a
But-
kid, right? As
Yeah.
a kid. But then this happened, and then okay, people can be dicks even if they're the ones teaching you stuff.
That was in the province, right? In Palawan?
There was also no internet back then because this was
Uh-huh.
right
90s, early
95 just came out.
Mm.
So it was early. And my brother had like Star Trek, the next generation, something on it as well. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Did you guys play the Yeti, the skiing game?
Yes. Yes.
Was that on Windows
So
95?
the Yeti only happens if you travel too far down. Like if you don't crash, the Yeti will eventually catch you. Remember?
Yeah,
Like
it was
it's-
really terrifying.
Yeah, yeah.
I
I think
remember
for a
I
kid.
remember this, but I don't
'Cause
remember
it's always
it at
like-
the same time. I
So
know a
you're going-
skiing game where there's a Yeti.
Yeah,
That's
you're playing
it.
space bar and then left and right, and you're
Mhm.
finding like
You jump.
it's like that, right?
Yeah,
You're doing
I
that.
remember that.
And
but
then if you're really far down, suddenly there's going to be something that arrives and then eats you.
Can you escape the Yeti?
No, you're not. You're not supposed to.
You're
I
not
think.
supposed to.
It's like the end of the.
of the game.
Oh.
Yeah,
So it controls how long you play.
I guess it's
it was
possible.
really terrifying.
I think
for
they
me.
made a remake of that game
Huh?
into an app. Because I see
For
similar
Android.
for Apple. You know the thing that they put on like sample demo units of iPads. Isn't that the game where there's like you're skiing down and then you're hitting things and you're jumping over things, and then there's something chasing after you later on in the stages. So it kind of like similar to that skiing game, except this is like an Apple app.
Apple app. Okay, and it's not pixelated, I guess.
No, it's like
Of course not.
Of course, it's an Apple thing. No, Apple doesn't make anything that's pixelated unless it's on purpose, right?
Oh, okay. You guys haven't played Chips Challenge?
No,
do.
I
Did
don't
you-
remember.
Where's the website where you go to look for all the walkthroughs of Chips Challenge?
I don't know that you had a website for
No, I don't. But it's just funny because when I went to college, I was blockmates with the guy who wrote all of them
the guides for wow.
for Chips Challenge, and he was like, we were first year college together, so he was like young when he did it.
Wow, you
We're still friends. We're
remembered.
still friends in Facebook. No, because for me that was mind blowing. Oh, if you go to the internet, you see guides written by this guy. He wasn't like cool or anything. He was just a regular. It was just that can be a thing.
Yeah,
It's
people
not-
made guides for
People
old.
made guides for games
old
and
games,
website.
really
There
old
was a website specifically for game guides.
Maybe game guides.
Game fact. I think.
Game-
Game facts, yeah.
Game
Yeah, game
facts.
facts. Yeah. So
Game
he was
Facts.
the chip
Wonderful.
challenge guy for game facts.
I love
What
that
is
game.
chip challenge?
It's a
It's a puzzle game.
yeah, puzzle game where you collect keys or chips to solve puzzles. So you can slide on ice. You move per block. There's a game in the Game Boy. I'm not sure if where you push boxes
Mhm.
to get to the end goal. It's something similar like that. But in Chips Challenge, you collect keys. You collect shoes. Like you collect ice shoes so you don't slide on ice. It's a puzzle game. So there's a room you have to escape.
It's
That's-
a escape room
Early escape room with the puzzles.
with blocks. It's cool. It's nice.
Yeah.
If you needed a guide, you look for go to
Game
Game Facts.
Facts.
You saw Mike's guides.
And I think you can still play Chips Challenge on IO websites if you Google something like Chips Challenge IO.
You can probably play it on your Ambernick 405 if you had. Anyway,
Amber Nick,
so sushi.
it's my topic. So we all had an experience playing pixel games. Like we started in the Atari.
Yeah.
And then I just realized that I played the first ever video game thanks to JR's trivia.
But it wasn't in the Atari. Like the first one was in the what do you call that? The
Yeah, one of those.
I
early
know the
games.
names of the computers from the
Commodore.
no, like even the big ones, the room size
Oh,
ones.
yeah.
They were in computer class.
Really?
Right. Anyway, yeah, they had names. Like the computers were that rare and big that they had proper noun names.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't remember
Really
what are
cool.
those things are called.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway. That I
That you
realized
that's
you realize that's the first
so
round.
wait, what's your answer? Superman?
The
Superman.
The
Superman.
Atari.
The,
I actually now take it back. I actually don't know if I actually played the Atari games or if I just watched my
Older
brother and
brother.
sister play.
Because I'm the eldest, that's why
Yeah.
it's like
But
I
I do
don't have
know
excuse.
I do remember dying a lot to the first Goomba in Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
So Elvin.
Yeah. So for my topic, it's a kind of niche. But do you guys remember UHF channels?
What's the higher one? What's the one with Studio 23?
Studio 21 was the
23, 23.
23, yes, but the first one was SBN 21. The UHF channel that taught you how to activate the UHF channel on your TV, on your old school TV. I want to talk about that specific channel because there's a lot of things that came up during channel. Did you guys remember SBN 21?
I lived in an island.
Oh, you lived in an island that didn't have access to that.
Aw.
And she lived in a desert.
Oh, during that time. Well, maybe we can talk about the specific shows that were on SBN 21 because SBN 21 had two specific shows that were very big for at least for me growing up because
Mhm.
that's the only channel that carried it. One was the Jim Henson. Well, it's primarily the Jim Henson Hour. Have you guys heard of or watched the Jim Henson Hour?
I heard of.
Yeah, same. But can't really recall from the top of my head.
Okay. So the Jim Henson Hour, there's also another part of it called the Storyteller. Another
Which is a VTM reference.
Is this a thriller story?
No, it's about
not?
puppets.
well, it has puppets, yes, but it's like retellings of classic fairy tales
With puppets?
with puppets, yeah.
Did you notice that Elvin has an obsession with puppets?
Nah. Now
'Cause
that
he also-
you say it.
He also likes Dark Crystal, which I will never understand.
I'm okay with Dark Crystal. I don't necessarily like it. It's scary. The Labyrinth is also quite scary. But
I mean, that I kind of get.
the thing is, Storyteller and Jim Henson Hour were essentially an hour-long show. 30 minutes of the Jim Henson Hour, which is like a variety show, and then 30 minutes of the Jim Henson of the Storyteller. So you guys haven't watched those shows ever
I have
before.
I lived in an island.
That's interesting because those are like outside of Sesame Street. It's one of the things that sort of stuck with me when it comes to Jim Henson's like works. Have you guys encountered Jim Henson's works outside of outside of those things that I mentioned?
Might.
Yeah,
have,
Yoda.
Yoda.
Oh.
I mean,
That's true.
yeah.
Not that.
Also
I'm aware.
voiced by longtime Henson collaborator Frank Oz.
Yeah.
Who's the voice of? Is he the voice of Miss Piggy?
I don't know, but I think they named someone after him, right?
I don't remember. Is this Frank Oz?
Did
But how
they
about you?
name Gonzi after him or something?
Gonzo?
Gonzo?
I think
Kinda.
possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Miss Piggy. I think Frank Oz is also Miss Piggy, and Yoda.
Mm.
Kermit.
Kermit the Frog.
How about you, Sushi? Jim Henson stuff.
I haven't watched
That's a
only
thing.
Sesame Street.
Because it's enough.
Yeah.
To be
that's
fair,
it.
it's enough.
The Sesame Street is like a wide variety of different things that Jim Henson did as well.
Oh well, that I've only seen some episodes of Sesame Street.
Isn't
I
there like
didn't grow up watching television.
yeah? But Sesame Street isn't Sesame Street different in that part of the world as well?
I guess so. I don't remember the shows from my childhood because I don't watch TV.
Like the-
I
Like
read.
instead of eating burgers, they ate shawarma. Or I don't know what do you
Yep.
mean different.
Yeah,
In Sesame
That's
Street?
true. No, I thought no, not in Sesame Street.
Bird eating shawarma.
But that would be funny and interesting to see.
I actually remember the first time I ate shawarma, and it was like,
Oh, of course.
because shawarma only became a thing in the Philippines 94, 95 ish.
Mhm.
The 90s, mid 90s.
And it only became a thing in my island a year later. And it was like, oh, what is this glorious burnt pita with ground beef and glorious.
Really?
Yeah.
Shawarma here was with ground beef. In Saudi, it's chicken,
Yeah, 'cause-
fries, and pickles.
yeah, shawarma was always ground beef, right? It's rarely chicken in the Philippines.
Mm.
It can be, but up to now it's rare.
Well, not ground beef, more of like chopped beef or
Ah, yeah,
sliced
yeah,
beef.
not ground. Sliced the
Sliced and chopped, yeah.
shawarma beef.
Okay.
Well, because
Beef.
making chicken that big, I guess, is a challenge as well. Because you have to like fold
You
it out,
need you need a big mommy chicken and a big daddy chicken.
I guess.
Literally making what?
Anyway,
Yeah. Besides Big Bird and Mr. Snuffleupagus, you have no exposure to Jim Henson stuff.
Other puppets?
Cookie Monster.
See,
He-
it's
she
for
probably has a
That's
cookie.
good enough for me.
You don't need to watch.
Yeah.
Oh wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
No, I don't know.
Yeah. Sung by the
Aw.
Pointer Sisters.
That's my
actually.
yeah, that is by the Pointer Sisters.
Aw, I'm not
1, 2, 3,
familiar.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
That's the wake up call. Like when you're a kid and you start counting music, you can count fours, thirds, and then
Yeah.
you try that, and then you realize
You'll
I'm
know
never
what-
gonna be good.
There's a lot of
Like,
things
what
from
the hell is
Sesame
going
Street.
on in this song?
Yeah, lots of things in the street. And then there's also the one phenomena.
Phenomena.
Do, 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 do.
Phenomena.
Do, 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 do,
I'm familiar with that.
Phenomena.
do, 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 do. Then, of course, there's letter B, which is by the B. No, no,
Oh wait, Count Dracula.
Yeah.
Count.
The count.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Count,
the count.
the
just
I
the
mean,
count.
yeah, I'm familiar
But are you
with him.
familiar with one? Oh,
Oh, but the count has a
oh,
song.
yeah.
The count has a song.
I need help remembering.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the song.
I mean, you also you can't not know Elmo.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably don't know the people.
Rubber Ducky, you're the one.
Ernie and
Make
Bert.
bad time.
Lots of fun. Yeah.
Rubber ducky.
You're the one.
They made that into a Cheez-Its commercial.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, is it?
It made it to a commercial that I can remember.
They made it into a local commercial. Instead of you make bad time really fun, they made it you make snack
Lunchtime,
time really-
snack time, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of fun.
Cheese curls? Is
And-
it cheesy
Maybe.
cheese curls?
You're the one, maybe.
And that was a commercial in the
Yeah.
Philippines?
In the Philippines.
In the Philippines,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, trademark laws. Psst.
Yeah. Oh, there's also
Oh,
the other.
copyright law, sorry.
There's also the other one, like the teeny little super guy.
Mr.
Teeny little super guy. Well, I'm that up before your eyes.
That's in
I
Sesame
don't remember
Street?
that.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's
that.
about this. It's this little guy on a transparent plastic glass, and it's a cartoon of him, and then it moves on the glass. Don't look in the sky. Don't look in the sea. He's inside of you and me. Did I ever remind you about the time you can't tell a hero by his ties? I'm just a teeny little super guy.
Oh, I remember it now.
Oh yeah.
I vaguely remember it now.
Yep.
But it's really the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 song that's
Of
just
course.
what am I
Aw.
listening to?
It's like a really nice jazzy song too.
I'll have to look it up in YouTube.
The problem is the counting switches from like 3/4 to 7/8. It like has
For the different numbers, yeah. For
No,
12,
for
it's the
each song.
same. Yeah. But I mean, for the different numbers, they have different rhythms when you're getting to that specific number. So 8 has a different sound.
no, they have different instruments. I think.
Yeah. For
When you're getting
specific.
to the number.
So it starts with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
11.
12.
Mhm.
But then whatever number it is for the day, because Sesame Street has a number and 2 letters in the number, was it?
for the day.
For each day. Like this episode is brought to you by the letter
Number,
C
yeah.
and K and by the number 11. Now, the Jim Henson Hour is kind of like a departure of that, where it's more of a variety show. So
With
they
puppets.
with puppets. With they cover songs. They covered
So
Jump.
is it more like what's the one with Jack Black?
Which one's that?
Jack Black guessed it, but it was,
Cranker Yankers?
no, it's new.
How new?
10 years ago.
The only thing I remember with Jack Black is Cranker Yankers.
No.
Just kind of like,
Yo Gabba Gabba.
oh, okay. That's more of like a big tall people. But yeah, I guess that's kind of Sesame Street adjacent.
Yeah.
Yoga Bagaba has puppets.
The thing is not a person.
It's a mascot.
Yeah. No, that's it's not-
Technically,
I love it when like
full size puppet.
yeah.
Okay.
No,
No,
'cause-
because yeah, technically Sesame Streets are hand puppets.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's just funny. That reminds me, like how the dictator Sacha Baron Cohen's character
Ah,
will talk about that. Yes, I remember that show. Was there a large puppet with hair like this? There is a man with such a deformity.
That's how he describes.
Because he's talking about, like, did you watch a cartoon with perhaps a duck and a rabbit? Yes, there was. Did this duck, when it was fired upon, have his mouth blow to the back of his head, and then he moved it from the back of his head to the front of his mouth? Yes, there was a duck with such a deformity on that. I think you've been watching a cartoon. But yeah, so Yo Gabba Gabba is a fairly recent thing. Bear in the Great Big Houses as well. But that's not just like, I think those are all based, also not based, but Jim Henson had a hand in creating those things as well.
maybe.
Well,
No, but the thing is, like, things like Yo Gabba Gabba is a lot more watchable for adults. Because
Mhm.
Sesame Street was like, as a kid, yeah. But your parents are not gonna enjoy watching that with you.
I think so. I think that's like a challenge that newer shows are trying
to-
to correct.
Yeah. So yeah, like yeah, but Yo Gabba Gabba, like the Jack Black episode, right? I would watch that.
Well, besides it's
Jack Black dancing in costume.
But remember, there is also episodes in Sesame Street in the past that had famous actors join as well. If you remember the famous James Earl Jones alphabet.
yeah, but
A,
yeah, I guess.
B,
This is CNN.
C.
How much did he get paid for
D.
that? Like $100,000.
I don't remember.
It's a lot of
And then
money.
there's also the Robin Williams one, where he
No, I
plays with
guess.
Elmo, which is
It's-
great.
Yeah.
And then it's
We have Kuya Boji,
yeah.
which is like 300 meters away from us in that direction right now. Anyway.
Anyway, yeah. UHF channels primarily allowed us to like view, allowed us to watch certain things that weren't really common, such as Jim Henson stuff, the adult Jim Henson stuff. But like, it's still a very broad topic that I think would be nice to talk about again in the future.
I wanted to ask, did Sesame Street contain the red and blue alien puppets? Yip, 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 nope.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Nope,
yep,
nope,
yep,
nope,
yep,
nope,
yep,
nope.
yep,
Yip,
yep,
yip,
yep,
yip,
yep,
yip,
yep, yep.
Nope, nope, nope.
Pikmin. I don't know.
Yeah. I think that serves a topic of its own in the future, to be honest.
Okay. And that's our show. Thanks for listening to the Random Pinoy Geek podcast. This has been JR with Sushi and Elvin. And remember, it's okay to geek out
As
as long as you know when to stop.